Hello everyone, welcome to week 2 CECA live webinar. In this webinar, I'm going to discuss the latest migration update and analysis of recent invitation round held in this year 2026 from January onwards till March across various states and territories. Let's begin with this webinar with the introduction of me. So I am Harmeet Saini, a CECA registered migration agent. So let's start the webinar regarding the biggest update for this recent March 2026. So this biggest update is regarding the subclass 485 visa. So this visa subclass, which is also called TR visa as well, this visa having lot of changes from the recent years. In July 2024, government changed the age requirements and English language requirements for this visa. They changed age requirements from 45 to 35. And then again, from 1st of March 2026, they changed the fee structure of this visa. They increased almost double the previous allocated fee, 2,300 to 4,600 for this visa subclass. And now the biggest dramatic change that's started from today, from 11th of March 2026. It is regarding the employer sponsorship after 485. So whoever the applicants, their 485 visa was going to expire, the most common visa option was employer sponsored visa category, over which subclass 407 was highly in demand. So its requirement was same like 482 visa. You have to lodge sponsorship from the employer, nomination, and then visa application. So usually all these application you can do all together before today, but from today onwards, according to migration amendment from the Department of Home Affairs, now any applicant whose visa going to expire and he going to lodge subclass 407 visa, he can't lodge this visa unless the employer sponsorship, which is called temporary business activity sponsorship, and nomination for that applicant is not approved. So if there is no sponsorship, no nomination approved yet, you are not eligible to apply this visa. So you have to wait until your nomination and sponsorship is approved before applying this visa. These are the recent dramatic changes that going. Whose visa going to expire and they're looking for another visa option. So if they're going for employer sponsorship, then according to new guidelines, so I think 482 option is still the best option instead of going on 482 visa. But if you started the process already, employer having the sponsorship approval and they already lost the nomination and it is approved, then of course you can apply for this visa option. But still, there are a lot of other options as well. It is not the end of the world. So if your visa going to expire and you're waiting for your PR invitation or temporary provisional visa like 491 invitation, so still you have another options available. But please do contact our nearest office, or you can directly contact me in the Melbourne office. So I can suggest you to book a consultation so we can discuss your visa options, what you're going for in this situation. So this was the biggest update. Now let's start with the analysis of recent invitation round. They held from January 2026 to till now, the March 2026 in this program years. So for PR pathway, there are generally three type of three type of streams are available, out of which the first one is most common is the skill independent visas, which is 189 visa subclass. So it is purely point weight visas, and you don't require any state or territory invitation. So if you invited for this visa subclass, so you can apply directly. There is no need to stay in a particular state. You can live anywhere across Australia. Second category is state and territory nomination schemes, in which the most common visa subclasses are 190 and subclass 491. So these are also point-based visas, but you require state and territory nomination for this visa subclass, and this visa granted for 5 years, and out of which 190 is a PR visa and 491 is a provisional visa, which is again granted for 5 years, but you're eligible for permanent residency after 3 years. And of course, it is a point-based visa and state nomination is required. Third category for PR pathway is employer-sponsored visa, over which subclass 407, 482, 186, 494 options are there. So in this visa, there is no state nomination required, but employer, you must have employer to sponsor you. So employer backs you to fill the skill shortage in a particular state or territory where the business is located. And of course, as the name suggests, it is a employer-sponsored visas and can lead you to PR and temporary pathway as well. So out of these three visas, 482, 407, 494, these are temporary visas, but they lead to permanent residency in terms of 186 visa subclass. Out of these three categories, other options are also there, like family visas, partner visas, but I'm not going to discuss those visas in detail. So I'm going to discuss the skill categories visas at the time, and going to analyze how the invitation round going on in these streams. So the state nomination criteria, which is applicable for subclass 190 and subclass 491 visas. So when state nominate you, they have certain criteria and eligibility requirements. So each state and territory receives an annual allocation for these subclasses 190 and 491. So like in this financial year, there are approximately 20,000 seats are allocated for these visa subclasses across Australia. So applicant must first lodge an expression of interest, which is called EOI through the skill select. And each state has its own nomination rules, occupation list, and eligibility criteria. It depends upon state to state. They prioritize occupation according to their demand. So invitations are issued in rounds, and you cannot apply directly for these visas. So you only can apply when you got the invitation. So state nominations are highly competitive and can close early once quotas are reached. So as I tell you, so each state having their particular quota, their seat allocation from the government. So when it is full, they stop the invitations. And state prioritize candidates already living, working, and staying in that particular state, and then they choose applicant from another states or offshore if they still have the seats left. So from the screen, you can see that the federal planning for these quotas are like in this financial year 2025-2026, the government allocated 185,000 total seats for migration program, which is same as the last year. So out of these 185,000, almost 132,200 seats are allocated for skill streams, and state and territory nominated, that is 20,350 places, and 491, it is 7,500 places they allocated for this financial year to different states. So now if I compare the various states. Let's compare one by one. Give you a little bit introductions what's going on nowadays. Let's start with the South Australia first. For the March, the latest invitation round continued to lead with transparency. On 5th of March 2026, they issued this significant round. Total invitation, they invited 406. So subclass 190, the 242 applications were invited, and 164 applications were invited for subclass 491. And out of these categories, the health professional, they invited 96 for subclass 190, and only one application for subclass 491. Similarly, design and engineering, 44 for 190 and 9 for 491. ICT, big change, no invitation for 190, but 42 invitation were there for 491. Construction, 17 for 190, 6 for 491, and education, for the teachers, it is 30 places for 190 and 6 for 491 invitation they given by the South Australia. So if we observe this data, so we note that there were no invitation issued for ICT under 190, but 42 under with 491 visa subclasses. So South Australia is reserving 190 places mainly for the health sector, teaching sector, while pushing high ICT demand in the regional areas, and engineering occupations also, they're demanding across 491 regional areas invitations, basically to support their outer regional technical hubs in south of Australia. Now, let's move to Tasmania. In Tasmania, the invitation round, their stat shows that for subclass 190, 49 points they invited, and 41 points they invited for 491, according to their own attributes. So basically, if you have orange or gold pass in Tasmania, your chances are currently nearly more than 90% to get the invitation in Tasmania state of Australia. Let's come to Victoria. Victoria is slightly quiet from January onwards. They have not conducted invitation rounds since a couple of weeks ago, and the primary priority for Victoria is annual earning. When they invite, it is the primary priority for this state. Your occupation must be in demand, and also you must have higher salary earner to seek the invitation from Victoria State. Generally, they give priority to health and care sector, renewable energy, solar energy, cyber security, artificial intelligence. So they give priority in this sector. Of course, teaching, nursing as well. So candidate earning approximately 95,000 and more in Melbourne or in across Victoria, seeing 190 invitation, even with modest point 85 to 90. So more you're earning, there are more chances to get the invitation in Victoria State. And Victoria Regional, so for this financial year, only 700 seats were allocated for Victoria. So not a very good state to seek invitation for 491, because less quota was issued to Victoria State. So Victoria is aggressively targeting regional skill employment. If you're working in regional hub like Geelong, Ballarat, Bendigo, Mildura, and such state, the 491 being is processed in the record time. You get this visa within the 4 weeks, not 4 weeks, it's exactly 4 months of the processing period time. So next state is the New South Wales. So for 190 category, New South Wales got 2,100 places for this financial year. So there are actively monthly invitation round are conducted by the New South Wales government. As of early March, roughly 45% of quota has been filled. Still, they have 60% quota left. And New South Wales is strictly following its priority skill list. They have their own skill list, and high points 95 plus are still required for occupations like ICT, auditors, accountants as well. But generally, they are not giving invitation for accountancy or auditor. They are not in their list at the moment. And for 491 visa subclasses, they have different pathway 1, pathway 2, and pathway 3. Like if you're working in a regional New South Wales, and if you are a regional graduate from NSW, so these pathways for accordingly prioritize your occupations. And these pathway 1 and 3 are already been closed, and pathway 2 is still keep going, and you can seek invitation under this pathway. You fulfill the residency and employment requirements. Canberra, so Canberra have their own metrics like Tasmania State. So the last invitation round they conducted, but we don't have much pictures. A recent picture of March invitation, but in January invitation round, they invited 246 candidates for 190 and 237 for 491 visa. So next invitation round they're going to conduct in March 23rd of this month. And unlike the another state, Australian Capital Territory, they're going to focus towards cybersecurity and infrastructure policies. And metric scores for 190 are it's hovering around 100 plus points. So Western Australia is quite hungry for construction worker nowadays. They give lot of invitation to construction worker. They give invitation not only the applicant who residing in Western Australia, but they also giving the invitations to health professionals and trade workers who are located outside of Western Australia and living elsewhere across Australia as well. So they're prioritizing Schedule 1 occupation, in which are mainly the health occupation, and Schedule 2 occupation in the construction sector. So any occupation like painter, carpenter, bricklayer, stonemason, any construction field, if you have skill assessment and you qualify for minimum point of 65 for the skills collect. So South Australia is giving invitation to such candidates nowadays. Even to attract trade workers, they waived the $200 application fee as well for several trades occupations. So this is all about the points analysis of various states, and most of the states now shifting to from points to the salary. They also looking for range of salary as well as with the point as well. So points, of course, you have to meet the minimum threshold, the point criteria. But if you are and working in your occupation, then more chances are there to get the invitations. So nowadays, the big impact of this strategy is, suppose if you have 85 points and your earning is more than 100K, then you have the more chances to get the invitation compared to the applicant who was sitting on 95 points but underemployed. So that's why I'm saying nowadays the points and salary is also considering for most of the states. So if you guys have any question regarding your EOIs and want to seek guidance for which pathway you have to apply and what the visa option left for you after the high scrutiny of subclass 485 visa, And if your visa going to expire soon, please do contact us. Our numbers are displayed on the screen, and you can see me in Melbourne office anytime Monday to Friday, and or any nearest CAC office you can approach. So thank you so much for today, and I'm going to conclude this session. And if you have any question, please do contact us. Thank you so much.